Each of us are going to highlight one revenge matchup and also give it give a little something, like a bowl game name, like a catchy name to remember it by. Nate, what do you got?
I like games that shake things up, that shake up the perspective of how we feel about certain team or the rhythm of the state of the NFL. I'm looking at the Buccaneers at the Patriots. If you're looking at last year, how both of these teams played and how the season ended, you're like, this is the Buccaneers game to lose. Like, they're going to go out there and they're going to smack around the Patriots. But I don't think it's going to be that way. I feel like with everything that the Patriots have done this offseason, Cam Newton having another year, whether it's Cam or even Mac Jones, I feel like the Bucs at the Patriots is going to be the Buck Stops Here Bowl. Yeah, I feel like the Patriots are going to win this game. And this is going to be Bill Belichick looking at Tom Brady saying, listen, congratulations. Well done last year. I feel you. You had a good time, and you keep sending out these subliminal messages about how I'm happier than ever and come join me, and you're trying to recruit Julian Edelman out of retirement, or at least his fake retirement. But this right here is me showing you why we were so successful with you as my QB. I feel like the Patriots are going to win this game. It's going to shock everybody.
It's crickets at the breakfast table.
I just want to call out to the Good Morning Football staff to remember this clip. I want to play this back during the season.
Earmark.
I think, Nate, that Tom Brady would rather give back 5 of his rings than lose this game, let alone to a rookie quarterback in the stadium that he built. But you think that the Patriots are going to win?
This is it.
I feel like the Patriots, if Bill Belichick is going to game plan, get his team up for any game on the schedule, you don't think it's going to be this one?
The buck stops here.
Go ahead and get him up, buddy.
You get to beat the defending champs, and you get to beat your former quarterback. Like, Tom Brady got the best of the Pats last year. Now it's time to reverse that. I feel like this is going to be the Patriots really showing the world that we're not dead, and don't try to put us in a casket. You can make a gentleman's bet, Kyle, if you want.
That's fine. I just want
dinner.
It's May 7th. It's in the 8B block for the productions. Everyone just log it there. Wildly different stakes for my game. So this is not a biblical rematch. Jets-Panthers doesn't have the same vibe. However, I really think that for the fabric of a revenge game, you need someone to be wronged. You need someone to be angry, to be disrespected. And we're having Sam Darnold and his old buddy Robbie Anderson wearing the Carolina blue going up against the New York Jets. Say what you want about how it went, especially for Darnold. These were Jets. These were proud Jets. And I remember specifically, and I remember not even because I was here, I had a day off on this show, and those Jets came in here to this very set in the offseason to show off their new uniforms. There they are. Oh my gosh, Robbie and Darnold and the Jets, if you could see the rest of the picture, it would be holding up the uniforms and it'd be Nate and Peter and Kay.
That was on my birthday, I remember that.
If only we could see you in the picture. But they came in there like, we have new uniforms. It's called Gotham Green and Midnight Black and all these cute names. Like, I don't think that's why they got into professional football, to go on TV shows and be like, look at these uniforms. And then like 5 seconds later, poof, both gone. I hope they go in and light up 90 points on the Robert Saleh Jets, because I like both those guys, and they'll get their shot at it. The Gotham Green Bowl is what I'll call it, and that's the stuff they were selling right over here.
Gotham Green Bowl, I like that.
I can't wait, guys, for the Eagles and Giants to meet this season. And I am going to call it, and this name rolls off the tongue, I promise
what do you got?
I can't believe I was ever a fan of these guys' bowl.
Oh, nice. What do you got?
I know, Nate. I'll talk you through the creativity later. This is the deal. Joe Judge grew up an Eagles fan. His favorite player, Vaisek Kahima.
Nice,
I know
great
that
fighter.
Because I asked him if Vaisek Kahima was his favorite player. There's Joe Judge. Joe Judge's Giants would have made the playoffs last year if the Eagles had defeated Washington in that last game. Instead, it was the Nate Sudfeld Bowl. They did not defeat the Eagles or the Washington team. And Joe Judge later said, "We will never do that as long as I am head coach of the New York Giants." And there was venom coming out when he said these words. I was on that call, and he talked about the idea that if you make sacrifices during a difficult season, that sort of thing should never happen. On that, I think we can mostly agree, the difficult season part. But he was livid. The message then became, listen, we have to take care of our own business. Nate, as you know, you've got to turn the tide to that at some point. But believe me that the Giants and Joe Judge have not forgotten. And I know Doug Peterson isn't there anymore, the man who was on the sidelines that day, presumably making all of those decisions. It still resonates with the Giants. Giants Eagles this year, and the Eagles have had their number for a long time for the
Well
most
said.
part. That is now going to be an incredible rivalry.
Awesome.
In my
Say it
opinion,
with me again.
in
What
the
is it?
NFCs.
I can't believe I was ever a fan of these
Fan
guys.
of these
ball.
guys. Well, I mean, if someone trademarks that, like, I'm just going to miss the boat because
Yeah.
I'm doing the show. Like, that thing could be taken now.
It
as far
already
as
is.
I know.
It's gone. Sorry, into the wind.
It's on the T-shirt.
Yep.
I want a T-shirt.
Get you one. I want that.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the Lions and the Rams. And you might be thinking, okay, that's not the sexiest matchup or revenge situation you could ask for. I kind of think it is. It's very intriguing. It's not often you have two starting quarterbacks traded for each other, and very rare. I can't remember a time. Two quarterbacks that were traded for each other that had played with their teams respectively. I'm not talking like Eli, all of Phillip Rivers kind of stuff. They are who they are in the league, and then they get traded and face each other. I'm so here for it. I think it's going to get personal, and that's why I'm calling it the "our teams gave up on us and traded us for each other" bowl.
No.
That is it.
There you go.
Kind of lame. Thanks, Kim. We're on the
Wow. So mine should have been a little shorter.
I
I'm
think we're
learning.
gonna
All right.
get. I think we're gonna get tons of saltiness in this one because they got to stick it to the teams that walked away for them, and it means a lot for whoever wins, and it means a lot for whoever loses. I do think, if I were to guess, it means a little more for Goff here because he's younger. He took his team to the playoffs, guys, in 3 of the past 4 years, went to a Super Bowl, and his team still bounced from him and walked away. So I think it probably means a little more to Goff than Stafford in this one. What do you think?
Well, also, if Stafford loses,
Yeah.
it's like, why did we get rid of Goff? Like,
Right.
you're supposed to be this massive upgrade, and you just lost old
Yeah.
Jared. Like, there are some stakes there and some optics. We'll be
And
talking about that
it's
game.
in LA. If Goff takes those Lions into LA and beats McVay and
Right.
Stafford, that would be a huge moment here.
What
for
if
all
he
of us.
also bites a kneecap?
Talk
Oh.
about it.
I mean, what
Okay,
if
well.
what if Jared Goff goes just out of character, takes over
Yes.
Dan Campbell's personality? We got a bitten kneecap
Fine.
in that
It's
one.
LA, vegan kneecaps. They love them. I'm into it.
Kneecaps. Oh,